Go, yeah, go, go, yeah, go, go, yeah.
You are dead air, Greg.
Hey, that is rude, offensive on so many levels. It's the
It's
holiday
true.
season. It's the holiday season. Don't be rude to your fellow man, Josh.
Okay, I'm sorry, fellow man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, fellow man. Appreciate that.
Hi everyone. No Derek today. Um,
Yeah, Derek is at his company's holiday party. God only knows what kind of shenanigans he's going to be getting into, and hopefully he feels the same way that someone else on this conversation felt this past weekend after their holiday party.
God only knows what they were up to in there. Yeah. Yeah. Holiday party. Fucking ICG tore it to fucking bits. All right. You want to crack these and then we'll start chatting.
Let's do it, because I want to hear about your holiday party,
Well, I
actually,
don't
if
think
that's
we're
okay
gonna
to be.
talk about that. I don't think we're gonna
Okay,
talk about that.
okay, fine, fine. Three, two, one. Yakshan!
Ooh, that one took me a minute.
Did you cut your nails? Did you cut your nails again in that struggle with it? Just out of
No, it just
curiosity.
wouldn't open.
Okay, because I actually did just cut my nails like an hour ago, and I kind of struggled slightly with opening mine, so I
Understandable.
didn't want to. I didn't want to be the only one.
It looks like a trace beer.
Surprisingly, no.
Oh.
Now, I do have something to say.
Uh-oh.
So I was, so I love Trace, love it so much. Shout out Adam Storm on everything, but man, do I wish their canning operation was bigger, because I went there because during Christmas I try to get 4 packs of stuff for my cousins to, because I want to be able to give them some stuff, and I want to try to get them some different things from Trace. And they only had one beer canned, and while I like it, I'm like, damn, I really want to like kind of mix it up and stuff and give them some new varieties. So I did not get Trace this year for my cousins, and I feel horrible. I decided to go a different route, and I got 4 beers from different breweries in Pittsburgh. I got 11th Hour, I got
Clutch.
Hitchhiker,
Love it.
I got Cinderlands,
Uh-huh.
and I got, oh fuck, what's the one I'm missing? Uh, Lone Star, Hitchhiker, Cinderlands, and it'll come to me later. But
Okay.
I'm drinking one of the ones, which is a Cinderland, and it's apropos because I'm wearing a Pittsburgh shirt. I have the Pens on my TV. I'm talking to UFL Yinzer today, and I'm drinking Sinkhole Hazy IPA, which is just so Pittsburgh. It's so
I wish there
perfect.
was a bus in it.
I know. It's like
Should be a bus in
it
it.
doesn't even it doesn't even look like that. It looks like a truck that got stuck with like
Yeah, like a
with
forklift.
hot. Yeah, like I get it, but at the same time, fuck, you would think that they would have put a bus instead of a forklift.
Delightful.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing today at work. I wore my one of my Icy Light shirts. The on the back says, "Hey, give me an Icy Light." And so they just kept like every time I was walking around today, somebody would be like, "Hey, give me an Icy Light." And I tried to like show them the commercials, like this is what this is from. And
Yeah.
then they showed me this jewelry shop that has a jingle that is so popular in Oklahoma that
Okay.
kids sing it in elementary school choir for like their concert.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to commercializing the youth of Oklahoma. I appreciate that, especially with something that they probably can't afford. So I give them that. But how catchy is this jingle? Just out of curiosity, that school choirs are singing
I
it.
mean,
It's that.
it's
Do
it
you think it's
sounds
that
like a
catchy?
full-blown song. Like
Really?
it's a song. It's not a jingle. It's a full-blown song. And like different sects of my coworkers would be like like I'd be talking to one and I'd be like, "Yeah, it's a jingle." They'd be like, "Well, you know the Oklahoma jingle." And then this one group would start singing it. And then this other group would start singing it. And then other people would start singing it. And it was like unprovoked singing. It wasn't like I was like, "Oh, let me hear it." They just started singing it. And I
It
was
was okay. So
Go ahead.
it's just like a trigger. Like as soon
Yeah.
as you hear it, you have to finish it. It's like if there's like a certain song that you hear and you know the words, you just like can't help yourself. Like you want to finish it because it's just so ingrained in you,
I think
basically.
it's probably like, you hear somebody say like, "Oh, mama," and you just start doing this. Yeah. Like even if you don't have a towel, you just start like twirling your hand around.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm trying to think if there's any other like comparison to that
I
song
couldn't
wise that
think of like I was trying to like I don't think that that's like a thing for
that
us.
like it- that oh, well, not even like a Pittsburgh thing, but like is there a song in general that like if you hear some beginning to it or some line, you just have to finish it?
That's commercial.
Yeah, or in general, it's like if you hear Sweet Caroline, you have to do the bum 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 or whatever you
You
choose
know that
to
they
end
only
it
do
with.
the bump up bumps down here.
Oh yeah, like that's we're the like it's
They
very
don't
specific.
say let's go state, let's go pit.
Eat shit
So,
pit. Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
know, I
ship it.
know.
They don't do any of it.
Yeah, because like I mean, it's a very like hyper local type thing, but like that's the equivalent of it.
It's
I
kind
would
of
say
dumb.
is like it's like hearing Sweet Caroline and then not saying something afterwards.
It's dumb. I don't like it. No,
Very
I don't
dumb.
think
I
that
agree.
there's like a I can't think of one off the top of my head. I mean, um, I remember like there are commercials that are audio based or song based that I like the Real Men of Genius. That was great. I
The
really
best ones.
loved.
I enjoyed the actual radio plays more than the TV
Yeah,
commercials, just because like you couldn't see what was going on, but you just like love this long ass
right.
explanation from it. And it's so good.
I liked I like I love football on TV. Da-na-na-na-na, and twins and I love you
Oh
too. Here's the football.
The Bud Light
Yep,
twins. Yeah, those were great.
that was a good
That was
one.
pretty clutch.
Roy, going to work. Like that was a good one. Yeah.
I love by the way that now that you are in like this kind of creative space where you also are creating media content like this, that you now have like such a vivid and memory of stuff that just gravitates towards you when it comes to like jingles or catchy like commercials and stuff like that. I find that fascinating.
I think I've always had that. I think it's just that it's now
But it's
useful.
kind of but it is kind of fun that but it's fun that you ended up in a space that is like your career and it actually is something that like kind of associates with it. Like it's funny how that works out.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it's good.
Which I didn't
Um
even ask you. What are you drinking?
well, I'm drinking Rowdy Mermaid Kombucha, the roaring pineapple,
Whoa.
because I have felt like dog shit for 2 weeks and I am almost done with this fucking cold so that I can drink a lot of beer when my
Mhm.
brother gets here at 9 tonight.
Oh no. Is he bringing a lot of goodies from
I mean,
Colorado
he
as well?
always does. He
Yes.
always the man always provides. And
Listen, listen, little brothers are shits, as I can confirm. But but sometimes you get the good ones and they're able to come in through the clutch.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah. Um but uh but yeah, so he will bring his giant cooler full of beer and it'll be great. I also still have the advent calendar here that I have been
How
very patiently not drinking through.
I was gonna say, what day are you stuck on now? Just out of curiosity.
12, 13 maybe.
Whoa.
So we still got a
Wow.
half
You gotta
month.
I know you got a week and a half of beer. You gotta power through, bud. And actually,
that
you
won't be
only
a problem.
yeah, I know you got 4 days. You got 4 days left, buddy. You gotta power through that shit.
Okay, so hang on.
Advent
Let's say
calendar
it's the
links up to
13th. Let's
Christmas.
say it's the 13th.
Okay, I will
Okay.
pretend that it's a week ago. Sure.
Okay. So no. Like let's say we've drank 13 of those beers. So 25
Okay.
minus 13. So there's 12 left. 4 days.
Oh, you can do
That's
it.
light work.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
light
light
That's an afternoon.
work.
That's an afternoon.
What is
easily.
that even? I gotta hang on. 12 divided by 4. 3 a day.
Three a day.
That's
Or-
a fucking more than an afternoon. That's like breakfast, Greg. That's
That's
breakfast
a valid
beer.
point. That's a valid point. I have definitely had 3 beers for breakfast before. Easily. Easily,
LSAS boys,
actually.
Christmas,
Mhm.
no responsibilities. Fuck that. Those beers don't stand a chance.
No, God, no. I think you guys will manage just fine.
I think so.
Actually.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
So I didn't. So I was actually going to ask you about your holiday plans and how that was going to go. So it's good to know that JP's coming down to visit you guys.
We are
Like,
hosting this year.
you're hosting.
We have Mom and Marty. They'll be here Friday night. JP comes tonight, and then
Let's go.
everybody will head home on Tuesday. And as always, there is a brewery or two going to be involved in their stays. And there is a restaurant. There's 2 restaurants that are East Coast based, or they claim that they're East Coast based, and I will give my
Okay.
stamp of approval on both of them. One of them,
Really?
shout out
Okay.
Hobby's Hoagies. When you walk into this place, Greg, you smell the hot peppers. And
Yeah,
the- and the-
Hoagies.
yeah.
Hoagies is East Coast. Hoagies is 100%
Yeah,
East Coast. So
yeah.
yeah, you're good. You're golden on that one.
Their deluxe Italian transported me back.
Mm.
I was just like right back to where home was. I was tasting it.
Oh
I was
man.
like, I feel
Oh,
the
man.
breeze at my back, and I can hear "Let's Go Bucks" in the background somewhere. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Mm,
so that's one of
damn.
them. The other one is called the Deep Deuce, and they have a Grinch themed bar.
Oh my God.
So
First off, love the sweater. But
Thank
is it a holiday? Is it a pop up holiday bar for?
no,
for
this
them
is
and
a
stuff?
full time that they decorate for Christmas and Grinch themed stuff.
That's
Pretty good.
amazing.
They have a
Amazing.
really good Philly cheesesteak.
Okay, can't go wrong. I would lean towards the hoagie part. Obviously, for me, leans towards that. But if you're going holiday tradition and you're going Grinch, I mean, come on, can't go wrong with that. Which, I'm about to, and I feel like I'm gonna get some hate from you if I'm saying this. I love the cartoon, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I don't like the Jim
Oh,
Carrey
you're a
version.
fucking bastard.
I'm sorry,
fucking
I
hate
don't
you.
like it. I don't like the Jim Carrey version.
What
I
don't you
tried-
like about it?
I've tried to watch it, but damn. And first off, Ron Howard directed it, which I had
Yeah.
no idea about until recently, which threw me for a loop. I
I
never
think
thought he would
Filoni
direct
had
it.
something to do with that too.
I when I found out Ron Howard directed that, I was blown away when I found out about that. But I appreciated like the heavy commercialization of like Christmas being all about buying everything possible and decorating everything possible. Like I think that was kind of interesting, but I don't know why, but like goddamn, when I try to watch that movie, like Jim Carrey and I get his humor, I do, but like he just creeps me the fuck out in that thing, and I just like I can't enjoy it. You know, I can't. It's weird to me. I don't know why. I've tried to like watch it. I've tried to like take a step back and just like be nonchalant about it, but like man,
You know who the
can't.
narrator is in that movie?
Who?
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh my
Maybe
god.
that's what creeps you out about it.
No, Anthony Hopkins doesn't creep me out. No, Odin does not creep me out anymore. But no, it's Jim Carrey just in the suit, and I'm just like, damn, it's just I can't get into it. I like that. I will gladly watch the computer animated version with Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch, gladly all day long. But like the live action one with Jim Carrey, I can't do it. I don't know why. I've tried, just can't do it.
Fine.
I'm
I don't like you.
sorry. I'm sorry to break your heart.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, it's A Christmas Story. Not even close. Not even
Good.
close. I can't watch. I
You've
can't get
rebounded.
through.
I no longer hate you.
I need to watch. I need to watch A Christmas Story at least 4 times in its entirety during the 24-hour marathon, and then I get my
yeah,
fill in for the year
that's
at
good.
least.
That
Anytime,
works.
anytime I see, anytime I see A Christmas Story on TV now, I refuse to watch it. I
Why?
can't watch it because it has to be Christmas Eve. It has to be Christmas
Oh.
Eve. No, it has to be. I cannot watch it any other time unless it's Christmas Eve. It's just the mood because I remember the first time watching it at my grandparents' house, like on Christmas Eve before we had holushki and pierogies. I remember sitting in the living room and watching it for the first time, and I just loved it. I can recite so many things from that movie all the time, and I love it, love it. If you gave me a Christmas Story like trivia or anything like that, I could probably recite so many lines and know so many dumb things. Where is the cloghopper who swallowed the yo-yo from?
Christmas Story trivia. Let's find out, Gregory.
Oh man, okay. Which, by the way, the sequel that they did like last year, which with a lot of the original cast, watched for the first time a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad. Because like I appreciated they brought like everyone back and stuff like that. It was kind of funny, and it was a great it was a great tribute to the guy who played the old man.
Right.
It was so because the old man's the best character in the original one, hands down. But I loved it. It was like a really fun. It was a really fun tribute to the actor who played the old man who wasn't able to be in it, obviously.
I
So.
feel like I feel like this quiz might be a little bit easy, but let's just go through it. What does Ralphie's dad think his lamp is? I'm gonna,
A major award.
he also thinks it's gonna be a bowling alley.
Oh, okay.
But it is
Preface
a
that
major
first.
award. That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of car does Ralphie's dad drive? Ooh.
Oh shit. Some men are Baptists, others are Catholics. My father was an Oldsmobile man,
That's
so
right.
he was an old.
That's
Oldsmobile.
right.
Yeah.
You had it. You were
Yeah,
like,
Oldsmobile.
wait a minute. Let me quote. Okay.
Yeah.
What word does Ralphie's dad see on the crate that makes him think the big prize is Italian?
Fragile. That must be Italian.
I just relate to that part so much now. What's Ralphie's big punishment for his fight with Farkas?
His big punishment.
Yeah. It's kind of a trick question.
Yeah, he didn't really have a punishment. He got.
Nothing.
Yeah. He like.
His mom saved him.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's true. Which, by the way, I think is crap because I feel like the old man would have been proud of him for beating up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so like I don't get that part of it, but whatever.
Why does Randy hide under the sink?
Oh, because he thinks Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie.
This sucks. It says the correct answer is he's worried his dad will punish Ralphie. That's not what he says.
No.
Not
Daddy's
what he says.
gonna kill Ralphie.
What do the dogs manage to consume?
Oh, the turkey.
Right. Who
Yep.
gives Ralphie the infamous bunny suit?
Oh, and Claire.
Aunt Claire.
Mm-hmm.
What does Ralphie claim happened to his glasses?
Oh, there was this icicle, and it fell, and it hit me, and it hit my cheek and broke my glasses.
Yeah. This is too easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Yeah.
The ultimate A Christmas
The
Story
ul-
trivia. All right.
Oh man, this is gonna be good.
Let's see if we get this one better. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, this is okay. We're already better. Ralphie Parker and his family lived on what street?
Cleveland Street.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. which is actually in Cleveland. Fun fact. I've
Right,
never,
but that.
I've
Go ahead.
never been to it. I want to sometime because they dress it up like entirely from the movie. Apparently,
But most of the movie was shot in Canada.
really,
Yep.
I did not know that.
Early in the movie, Ralphie's dad was griping about the fact that the Chicago White Sox traded this baseball player. Oh,
Wow.
here are your options: Bullfrog, Sparky, Jonesy, Frank Thomas. I don't know this.
Definitely not Frank Thomas because this is in this movie's set in like the 40s or 50s. Wow, I don't remember him talking about a White Sox player. I don't remember a White Sox
I'm
player
just
him
gonna go
talking
with
about.
Jonesy. And then
Yeah.
who did the Sox receive in the transaction? One-legged McGrew, David Wells.
No.
Can you imagine getting David Wells? Blind Willie Jenkins or four-eyed Schutenhoff.
I'll go. Wow, I don't remember that scene. I'll go dumb and say four-eyed Scutenhoff because it
I love
sounds
that.
wild.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
What was the name of the Lone Ranger's nephew's horse?
Victor.
Everyone
His name
knows
is Victor.
that.
Everyone knows it. Everyone knows that.
In the newspaper, Ralphie's dad mentions that some cold hopper down in Griffin, Indiana, did what?
Swallow the yo-yo.
Swallowed a yo-yo. What
Mhm.
department store was traditionally the high water mark for the holiday season?
Higbee's, and in particular, the corner window.
Perfect. Ralphie wanted a Red Ryder BB gun. Where did he tell his mom that Flick saw some grizzly bears?
Down near Plasty's candy store.
Yep. Trying to rebuild the dike. Ralphie says he wanted the
Dike.
toy instead of a BB gun.
Tinker Toys. Tinker
Maybe
Toys.
Just get some
Mm.
Tinker Toys or something.
Yeah. Tinker
What was
Toys.
Ralphie's favorite radio program?
Little Orphan Annie.
Yeah, I already clicked it and
Yeah.
moved on.
right.
What did Flick say he was going to get his dad for Christmas?
Flick said it was a flower that shoots water, I believe. Yeah.
Incredible, Gregory.
Yeah.
At first, Ralphie's dad thought this major award might be.
Bowling alley.
That's right, the deed to the bowling
Mhm.
alley.
The deed to a bowling alley.
She's like, a bowling alley can fit in there. He's like, well, maybe it's the deed.
Yeah, for Christ's sakes, I don't know.
What was the last name of Ralphie's grade school teacher?
Good morning, Miss Shields.
That's right. According to
Yeah.
Ralphie, what was his personal preference when it came to tasting soap?
Ooh, believe it was Palmolive.
That's right.
Believe. Yeah.
That's right.
Petty, but with a light, subtle aftertaste. Yes.
After gathering the sad remains of his broken major award, Ralphie's dad could only muster these few words, and they are my favorite
Not a
line
finger!
in the whole fucking movie. Not a finger! And finally, name the imaginary villain who was headed a gang of robbers who were persisting the Parker clan.
Black Bart.
That's right. And enter. How do I see how I did? Submit my answers.
The White Sox thing is like throwing me for a loop. I do not
Bullfrog.
remember. Bullfrog. Okay.
But
I
we
do
got
not remember.
four-eyed skirting off and right.
I fucking knew it. Yes, that is a great name for.
Oh,
a
it was
baseball.
Lux. He had a Palmolive. He prefers Lux.
Oh. Okay.
Damn.
Well, Life Boy is the one that he had in his mouth. But like I thought Palmolive was the one that he preferred. Okay, huh?
Greg, I'm pretty impressed with us. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm. This is no seriously. This is gonna fucking drive me nuts. I do not remember him ever talking about the White Sox in that movie. So
No.
that's gonna
I
drive.
remember talking
That's
about
gonna
the
drive me
Bears.
apeshit. Oh yeah, when he Oh yeah, when he was upset that his coworker got tickets and he said, "Oh, he'll freeze his keister off or something
Yeah.
like that." Yeah.
Okay.
Great, phenomenal movie. I love that. It is the best Christmas movie, hands down, in my opinion. Um, and it's tough for me because there are some Christmas movies that I think are not that great, and I don't go out of my way to watch. Like for instance, I will also probably get hate for this. I don't think Christmas Vacation is that good.
It's okay.
Yeah, because I've
It's
never been.
okay.
I'm not because and this will throw you off too because I love Caddyshack. Not a Chevy Chase guy.
That doesn't surprise me. He's a little too silly for your taste.
Not even silly. Like I just get the vibe that he's like well like I've always heard stuff about how he's just like a pain in the ass and just
Right.
like a horrible person and stuff. And plus, like I'm a Bill Murray guy and I know they hate each other, so I'm naturally gonna lean towards Bill Murray based stuff anyway. So that's probably
Um,
why. But yeah, like I've never been a Chevy Chase guy.
it's just okay. It's not my
Mhm.
favorite. It's just okay.
Mhm.
I like A Muppet Christmas Carol. My top three
Oh,
are probably A Christmas Story, Muppet Christmas Carol, and Grinch. Jim Carrey's the
was
Grinch.
was a Muppet Christmas Carol the first time you ever watched any version of a Christmas Carol?
Probably. It
Okay.
also, I don't want to say this definitively, but it was probably also the first Muppets movie I ever saw.
Really?
And it's really
Okay.
the only one to this day that I can quote or remember.
You, my friend, have clearly not watched a lot of Muppet Treasure Island.
No. I think
Oh,
I think I have more reps with like Baby Muppets and the
okay.
Muppet Show than I do Muppet movies.
Okay. Interesting. Now, Muppet Christmas Carol was not the first Christmas Carol rendition I ever saw. The first that was actually Mickey's Christmas Carol with Scrooge McDuck as Scrooge as
Scrooge
Ebenezer
McDuck
Scrooge,
is
which
Ebenezer Scrooge. That's pretty tight.
perfect, perfect.
Pretty
And
tight.
Goofy is Jacob Marley, and Mickey plays Bob Cratchit. It's so good, so underrated and stuff. But no. In terms of Muppets, Muppet Treasure Island is like the highest of high bars for me. Tim Curry as Long John Silver. Come on, you can't beat that.
So have you heard the so when Michael Caine got cast to do the Muppets movie, he said he would do
Right.
it, but on one condition, is that he
Hmm.
was going to act as if everyone around him was the greatest like troupe of actors, like a classically trained British troupe of actors that he was working with, like Broadway level actors. Like he
Okay.
wanted to take it that seriously. He wasn't gonna ever pretend to know that he was in a Muppet movie. Okay.
Right.
Tim Curry, on the other hand, approached it as that he was also a Muppet. So just really incredible acting methods from two absolute legends.
I never knew the Tim Curry thing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. The
Yeah.
Michael Caine thing does not surprise me because of
Right.
seeing that movie, he does not act like
He doesn't
any.
blink. But Kermit's
No,
like,
he is
"Oh,
very
sir,
serious throughout the entire thing.
it's Christmas. Traditionally, we're supposed to have some time off." And he's like, "How long off?" And he's like, "The whole day." He's like, "The whole day." It's great. Love it.
That was a pretty good Kermit interpretation. I'll say, bud. That was good.
Yeah, well, Kermit the Frog here. Mr. Scrooge. That just it got Seth Rogen-y right there at the end. I don't. It ran away from me at the end.
A little bit, not bad though, but
Not
still,
that
that's still pretty good. Better than anything I could do, honestly.
I have a list in front of me.
What is your list? What is your list of, good sir? Because I do enjoy good lists.
This is like a bullshit kind of list, but I also I'm kind of interested in it.
Okay. So like is it bullshit list in terms of like stuff that you find as bullshit, or is it bullshit
Yeah.
like in terms of stuff that you just like I'm just gonna bullshit some stuff down and see what happens.
So Jay Fresh Hockey tweets. Here are the 3 most common fan bases picked as most annoying for each fan base.
Okay.
And then you have a list of like what each fan base has to say is their most hated fan base.
Okay.
Okay. So Habs fans are disliked the most, Leafs fans, Canucks. Wait, Habs fans disliked. Oh, that's just explaining it. Okay, so here it is. So the Penguins most hated in this order, 1, 2, 3, are Rangers, Leafs, and Flyers. How can that
No
be
way.
true?
That's not possible. That's not possible.
What do
There's
we
no way.
give a fuck about the Leafs?
I don't know if that's like that can't be recency bias or anything like that, but no, like the Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys of hockey. Like they're
Yeah.
perpetually like the golden child that everyone wants to succeed and at least has somewhat of a loyal following, but can't get out of their own way.
But we were
And
like they're not even old Patrick division rivals or anything. Like they just like we
No.
nothing them. They don't exist.
No.
We've never played them in a playoff series. Like this is not anything them.
No. And honestly, I don't see how the Rangers are that high either.
Well, I
don't
think
get that.
recency biased. We have had
But-
more epic playoff battles with the Rangers lately than we have with the Flyers.
Yeah, but like if we're going like big picture mindset though, like Flyers are obviously like
They're
the
1-1.
team I despise.
Yeah.
They're 1-1. Capitals have to be in
They're
there, in
my
my
two.
opinion.
They're my
And
two.
then if I'm picking a New York team, I'm picking the Islanders over the Rangers.
Good point. Good point.
Like fuck, I hate the Islanders. So like, especially if you want to go history based,
Playoffs.
the Islanders not
Yeah.
playoffs are like the perfect example for the Islanders. Like they've knocked us out so many times in that regard. So like I don't get the Ranger thing at all. I think recency bias plays too much into that mindset.
So here's where the Penguins show up on other teams' lists.
Okay. We're in people's heads basically. I like it.
We're number 3 for the Caps. Sure.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
Leafs as
seems
1, Hurricanes as 2, Pens as 3. I don't know if I agree with that order necessarily or all those teams even, but sure. We show up for Philly, we're the 3rd, which that I could
We're
understand.
the 3rd?
No, that I could understand because for most of the relationship between the Flyers and the Penguins are the little brother.
That's true. I'll give you that.
It
There
is
was that
recency bias that the Penguins are better than the Flyers.
There was that amazing year where the Pens beat them in every single game they played. I remember that from college, and that was amazing.
But the Flyers won the first game inside of Consol.
That's true. I remember that.
And the
Freshman
last
year.
game in the Igloo.
Wait, no, they didn't. The last game in the Igloo, they played against the Montreal Canadiens.
Maybe
in the
last
playoffs.
regular season game in the Igloo.
Okay, that's more accurate because
I
I
can't
remember watching that last game in the Igloo. Yeah.
Number 3 for the Rangers, sure.
Hmm.
And we
Okay.
only show up as a number 1 once on this list. And do you want to guess who it's for? And I agree with this.
Okay. Based on the ones that you've listed, I'm gonna guess Columbus.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yep.
We're the ghosts that Columbus can't get past in order to move on, especially when you have home games against them, and it's not a home game when the Pens are in town. Ain't close. I've still never been to Columbus at all or even for a game in general. I've heard good things about the arena in that district.
I like the city. I like that district. I've been to a lot of concerts there. I've never been to a game.
Interesting.
But
that doesn't surprise me because like Columbus, the Blue Jackets like fascinate me. Like you would think that in the time that they have been a franchise in general, they've had a couple like good seasons and stuff like that. But man, they just don't have like that loyal like groundswell type fan base that has like grown over the years, you know? Like and I brought this up too, and this isn't even because I'm watching the game where the Pens are playing the Canes right now. By the way, Pens are up 1-0.
Thank God.
Like the Canes won cups, plateaued like in plateaued because they sucked and then lost popularity to the point that they were tarping off the top. And then it took the bunch of jerks to revitalize and get like underground support to now like they're one of the most stable franchises in hockey, which is amazing to me. I'm amazed that Columbus, for as like for a city that has like grown over the years into what it is now, I can't wrap my head around how they've not been able to garner any support for a local professional franchise. Well, they have been able for the Crew, but I can't understand how they have been able to like gravitate towards hockey fully yet.
So Columbus almost has 1 million people. Just to give a point of reference, how many times do you think the Columbus Blue Jackets have made the playoffs since 2000-2001 season when they entered the league? How many times?
It's low. It's got to be. It's low. I would say probably like 4 or 5 times, maybe
6. How many
Really?
times have they exited the first round?
I'm gonna guess 4 or 5. Really, they've gone far in the playoffs those times.
2 times they've exited the first round.
Okay.
They made the quarterfinals twice.
Wow.
Not good.
No.
I don't what are you cheering for at that point? Why would I give a shit? And it's not like this team has been here forever. Like, okay, so like you could say the same fucking thing about the Actually, let's do this. We're going to compare the Columbus Blue Jackets to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, come on.
Pirates baseball reference. Okay.
Oh my God, you're a dick.
No, hang on. Okay.
All right.
So since 2000, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we'll say 01 just because whatever. The Pirates have made the playoffs 3 times.
Yep.
Okay? They have had a winning record. Oh, this is good. This is a great analogy. All right, hang on.
Oh, it sucks.
They've had a winning record.
I think it was 5 times. I think 5.
It's not going good right now, Greg. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
right now.
I know. Because
They've had
yeah,
400 season losses in this time.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
not
aware.
good at all. Okay.
I'm aware.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. I think it's 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had a
4 winning seasons.
yeah, because the last one was like an 82 and 80 season. I remember. Yeah.
Okay, and the Blue Jackets have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winning seasons in that time.
Yikes.
7 technically if you count the bubble where everyone got in and they had a shortened season. Okay, so technically on paper, Columbus Blue Jackets are a more successful franchise than the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
But the Pirates have been around since 1889.
That is accurate.
Right? So, like, we have history with this franchise, right? Columbus, it's been, what, 10, 15, 20 years? 20 years? No?
20, yeah,
20,
yeah, at least 20.
23 years, we'll call it.
Mhm.
Marriages
That's
after 23 years, Greg. Okay? Like, you know? Like, that's...
Marriages end way less than 23 years, first off. Let's be accurate.
But you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
Yeah.
why would you, what groundswell of support are you looking for a team that has made the playoffs 6 times and only gotten out of the first round twice, probably didn't even win fucking games in the ones that they were eliminated quickly in? I would have to really go look into that. But like,
I just remember the one year they beat was it the year that they beat the Lightning in the
Yeah.
first round when
Yeah,
they were
they swept
they beat
Tampa.
swept Tampa, which was unbelievable, and then I think they lost in 5 in the second round or something like that. I
Kucherov
don't
took a
remember
match penalty in the second game, which kept him out in the third game, and then the fourth game they packed it in. It was in Columbus, and Bobrovsky stood on his head.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got
Oh, yeah.
killed by the eventual Stanley Cup champion Washington Capitals. Yep.
Oh, that was the Vegas year. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh yeah, because that was the playoffs that Bob got that big payday from Florida afterwards too.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Well, like, what kind of ground support are you looking for a franchise that's that bad?
No, I get it. Well, first of all, like, because clearly Columbus will show out for a winner. Like,
Yeah.
I imagine.
The Ohio
imagine-
State University.
Yes, and I'm not even just talking about that. Like, the Columbus Crew have been an MLS franchise since '96, and they've won cups, and they have a brand new stadium in the middle of downtown that they built for that club. So clearly, there is some sort of fan support there. I'll give it that, but damn, I cannot wrap my head around it. And especially, you have a brand new arena, you have an entire entertainment district like built around it. Like, how in the fuck are you not able to like get more eyeballs to your product in Columbus or get a better team around you instead of the few times a year that you can draw Detroit or Pittsburgh fans to your road games?
Right.
Like, it's fascinating to me. And the other thing that I can't wrap my head around too, and like Columbus is bad every year. They're getting high draft picks. They're getting young talent. Fuck, they trade. I remember the year they traded for Patrick Laine, and he was supposed to be like the superstar that they were missing, and he hasn't lived up to that potential yet.
Wow. Superstar was a very big word you just used.
I mean, projected superstar. He was a superstar in Winnipeg, but he was a star. He was in Winnipeg. He was a superstar, man.
Patrick Laine. You're not gonna like these stats.
Are you talking
right now?
Are you looking at Justin Columbus? Or are you looking at,
I'm looking at Winnipeg.
Okay.
Okay. The year he gets traded, he scores.
You gotta get over this cold ASAP.
He scores 12 goals the year he's traded. Plays 46 games. How many goals do you think he scored the year before that?
When he was in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
12 goals that year he got traded. Probably, I'll say 25.
28.
Okay.
Year before that, 30. His best year was his second year, 44, and his rookie year was 36.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Like, he was on pace. Like,
No, Greg, he never hit 100 points. He didn't even hit 80 points. All he did was put the puck in the net.
Wow, that's very surprising.
So
he didn't even have high. So wait. So he didn't even have 80 points the year he had 44 goals.
He had
Jeez,
70 points. He had 26 assists. I can get 26 assists playing on the first line on any team tomorrow.
That's incredible.
You would be able to use your ass and your feet and get 26 assists in this fucking league on a top line playing power play every fucking night.
Yeah, Doug Glad proved that, so shout out to him.
Yeah. So,
even though you hate that movie.
I do hate that movie. But he was never like 44 goals, nothing to fucking bat an eye at. Let's be honest. But
no, it's not. But wow, if you have 44 goals, like, odds are really good you should have at least 100 points. 90 bare minimum.
Hang on, I'm looking this up.
Okay. Seriously, you are the hockey expert. Am I wrong for thinking that, like, if you have so many goals, because like even in years that Ovechkin put up like ridiculous numbers in goals, he still had to have high assist numbers as well, just from being on the lines.
The real deal, James Neal, first year in Pittsburgh, 40 and 41, 81 points.
And that's playing on the second line.
41. And play with Gino on the second line, not getting power play time.
No,
Getting power play
not
time.
Mm-mm.
Patrick Laine couldn't fucking find 100 points.
Wow, that's bad. That's bad. That's not
pretty
being a
bad.
pass first guy. That's not being a passing guy at all.
Alex Ovechkin,
Hmm.
he's
Which, by
gone 14 games without scoring. I think it's over. And
yeah, dude. What? Because like the thing that I've seen, I saw the thing on I saw the thing on Twitter about that, and I guess like the other thing is that he's just been unlucky. He's not like apparently his shots are still like his hard hit rate is still where it's at elite skill level. He's still getting great opportunities. It's just like he's just hitting bad luck all the time, which I just find fascinating.
in a full in a
What?
48 game season, Alex Ovechkin had more assists than Patrick Laine has ever had in his career.
Wow, that's incredible.
Not good. Anyway,
No, not even.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sad. I feel like the Ovi era is over. Um, the greatest offensive weapon in the history of sports, and sad. I'm sad. I'm sad that it's over. I'm sad that the Penguins are gonna miss the playoffs. But what's that? It's
All
the
good things come to an end.
no, it's the meme. It's Gimli standing on the wall in the two towers. He goes, "I can't believe I'm going to die here alone," and it turns to Legolas, and Legolas goes, "What if you died here with a good friend?" And Gimli goes, "I could do that, but it's the capitals of penguins' heads, or logos on their heads." That's how I feel right now. I'm like emotional thinking about it. I would imagine that this is how basketball fans felt in the 80s as Bird and Magic were coming to an end.
Uh yeah, especially the Celtics, because the Celtics had a long stretch of like
Being real bad.
being real bad. Yeah, the Lakers at least when Showtime ended, they had a quick turnaround with Kobe and Shaq, so like
Right.
it wasn't too bad. It was a little. It took a minute. It took a minute to get there, but like it was still there.
Which
So
is really
yeah,
what the Penguins just did. Mario was Showtime Penguins, and then Kobe and Shaq were Gino and Sid.
that's a great point actually to think about that. And
So,
then Kobe stuck around way too long than he should have because he earned it and stuff. Is that going to be Sid?
yeah,
Is Sid going to stick
yeah,
around too long and all
yeah.
that?
And all we can hope is that Connor McDavid demands a trade there to play with his son in
Or
4 years.
or 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 just saying a miracle happens and they actually have a high draft pick and are able to get some elite talent there. So
Nah,
we'll
man.
see.
You know what? The draft this year is not bad. The top of it isn't bad.
Yeah,
That kid out of BU is killing it. The kid in Minnesota
but
is
what,
killing it.
but what sucks is that they don't have a first round pick because they traded it for Eric Carlson.
That's fucking right. Although I saw today that they're already shopping Carlson, and I'm like, Jesus fuck.
You know what, dude? I don't know how much you've been watching lately because I don't know because
It's
I
time to
can't I don't
start
know.
dialing into it. I'll be every night. I'll be finding either a hoops game or a hockey game.
I was gonna say because like I know they've been struggling like that Toronto game was ugly this past Saturday, but they've won 3 of 4 and they've like actually started scoring on the power play. So at least like something is clicking. I don't know what yet. They're up 1-0 right now on the Hurricanes, which
Hurricanes
have
aren't
been
good
their
this year though.
aren't they like top 3 in the division right now? Actually,
Uh,
the team that really surprised me, and I'm kind of not surprised because I know they've been stockpiling talent for a while, but the
fourth. They're
Flyers
fourth.
look good. Oh, the Flyers look good this year.
We'll see. Here's hang
I
on. Let's
agree.
start.
I
Let's go.
agree.
Let's go back to Carlson.
Okay.
30 games, 6 goals, 16 assists, 22 points. That's fucking good defenseman.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think he's putting up better defensive numbers than
I
than he's had in a while too.
I would imagine that he is such a gifted skater. He's so pretty to
Yeah,
watch and look at.
yeah, I thought he was really good with Pedersen when they paired him, and then I believe after the Toronto game they swapped him. They swapped him with Ryan Graves now. So like they have Pedersen and Letang playing together, and now Graves and Carlson are playing
And
together.
that's probably to get Tanger going because he's played 30 games, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points.
But they
Not
also don't have
stinky.
but they don't have Letang. But they also don't have Letang on the top power play anymore. They just have Carlson right now.
Still
So
not good. Still not
I know
good.
still not good, but you also were the one that pointed this out as well, that like we had Letang for so long and how good he was, and then it was like when you got Carlson, it's like, oh my god, it's like warp speed compared to like what we had
Yeah.
previously. Yeah.
And even
It's like it's noticeable.
just checking this out. So Carlson started 56.9% of his shifts in the offensive zone. Tanger's only started 50.6. That matters.
So he's being used differently, which there's nothing wrong with. Even Letang came out and said like he was okay with it, like when they got Carlson specifically for this. So
He's so good. Anyway, Carolina's fourth in division. They did not get out of the gate well. They also have had some serious goaltending woes.
yeah, I saw that. I saw what was it? Like Ranta's hurt. Their actual starter apparently is on injured reserve too. So they're starting I think they're starting like a 24-year-old in net tonight or something like
It's like-
that. So
I can't remember if it was like the Senators or something used like 7 goalies in a season, like set a record.
yeah, and also Carolina I think just got Svechnikov back tonight too. So like they're probably like working like their lines around and stuff, trying to get everyone in line like figured out. So we'll see.
Freddie
Um,
Anderson's only played 6 games. He got shut down pretty early. I think blood clots.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Antti Ranta got put on waivers. I don't think anyone claimed him. He has played 14 games for them. And Pyotr Kuchikov has played 16 games, started 14 of them, and he's 7-6, carrying a where's the goals against? 2.65 goals against, and oh my god, a terrible 8.95 save percentage. Yikes. Not good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're
So we'll
winning.
see how this goes. Yeah. Any because like this is the most we've talked about hockey on this show so far. Which again, even though Deke's a big hockey guy, we don't
Huge.
talk about it as much. Huge, colossal, ginormous.
Well, we don't want to look dumb and in front of
we-
the hockey guy.
No, we do not. So far, like I would say we're not halfway through the season. We're like a third of the way through the season. Any early things that you've kind of noticed from the season on your part? Because for me, the couple things that I've seen so far. Number one, I'm glad Vancouver has finally
Yes.
gotten their talent situation together and is actually showing that they know how to play hockey, because it's been a long time coming in that one, and they finally look good. And then the other one too is and again, this pisses me off so much about hockey. I hate retreads in every single sport, but in hockey it's worse.
Oh.
It's so annoying in hockey
Okay.
that you fire a guy, and I feel like some random coach that's like coached 3 other teams beforehand suddenly comes in and replaces something, and they find it as a miracle or some shit like that. Like that happened with Edmonton, where they were struggling out the gate, hired a new coach, and I think won like 6 or 7 in a row, and everyone thinks Edmonton's back and stuff, and I don't see it yet.
Do you want me to talk about that for a second? Because I have a lot of thoughts about that.
By all means. By the way, also real quick, if
Yeah.
you get a chance to watch like home broadcasts of Pens games when you come back, or
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob
like the
Airey's gone.
yeah, they switched the lineup a little bit. Like Dan Potash is now like the lead guy for
on the
intermission and
desk.
stuff. Yeah, they're on the desk. Like Brian Trottier is on the desk now, which is just wild to me that he's on
Hammered.
there. But yeah, no, oh dude, he looks hammered. It's
Hammered.
very funny. Yeah,
Did I ever tell you my Brian Trottier story?
you have a Brian Trottier story?
I
By all
do.
means, I'll go ahead. I'm all ears.
Okay, so I don't know, fucking maybe 10 years ago. Damn.
Mhm.
I'm at the Giant Eagle in the South Hills, and I'm like buying a 6-pack of Coors, or not Coors. Yeah, Coors Light. And and when you bought the pack, you got a little Pens jersey koozie, right? And it
Okay.
had like Kevin Stevens and I think
Yeah.
Robbie Brown, Mario Yager, Francis, and Trotz.
Yeah, so I remember Labatt did one
It
with
was
like a
Labatt.
bottle
It was
opener.
Labatt. That was what it was.
Yeah,
It was like-
okay,
it was
okay,
a bottle,
yeah.
so it couldn't have been Coors. But
Yeah, yeah.
So I get it, right? And I like turn around and I've got my Brian Trottier little koozie. And
Yeah.
there's fucking Brian Trottier. And he goes, good beer. And I go, better jersey. And he goes, yeah, I'd say. And then that was it.
I'm glad he felt recognized. That's awesome. He probably
Yeah.
doesn't that much. I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I love Trots. Tit fucker. And, that
I
clip,
thought that was
right?
Paul.
You know that clip? Kevin Stevens and Brian Trottier in the cup against the North Stars are sitting on the bench, and Kevin Stevens is just fucking jawing at Brian Bellows. And Bellows is ignoring him and ignoring him and ignoring him. And Trottier is sitting right next to him, and it's kind of like Scott Farkas and his toady, right?
Yeah.
Where like Kevin Stevens is like, we're gonna kill you, Bellows, you fucking asshole, we're gonna kill you. And Trottier is just real, because Trottier, for those of you that don't know, is like 5'6", 5'7" on a good day.
Oh yeah, he's tiny guy.
And
Tiny
has
guy. Yeah.
the highest pitch voice ever. It's like, yeah, you tip fucker. That's not even an insult, man. What the fuck is
No, that's something Paul Coffey probably did at intermission.
like, but you could just like you watch Kevin Stevens' face, and Kevin Stevens is just like, what the fuck? So good. That
That's funny.
that Penguins team was so good that they played with their food in the finals. Like they were that good. The Penguins have had 2 real finals, and they've been to 6. There was only 2 finals where things were like a little hairy. That was it. The other 4, they were just like, we'll win it when we feel like it. We're kind of having fun,
Oh God.
Anyway.
Yeah, back to your thoughts on like the stuff I brought up.
So Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So Edmonton's GM is who, Greg? Do you know?
It's not Ken Holland, is it?
Yep.
It's Oh, it is. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Ken Holland. Okay.
So, for those of you who don't know, who the hell is Ken Holland? Ken Holland is the GM for all of those legendary Detroit teams. He was pretty much the GM for 20 fucking years through the Scotty Bowman era. He's through the Yzerman era into the Pavel Datsuk, and why can't I think of the other guy? Zetterberg.
Yeah.
And then, they kind of started to go downhill, and he kind of was like, all right, I'm out of here, and he went to Edmonton. And he has done a lot for Edmonton. He's at least made them a playoff buoyant team.
Right.
But he is also still GMing as if he doesn't have a cap. And he just is hoping that one day the Chris Osgood of the Edmonton Oilers is going to show up and be halfway decent.
Yikes.
He also has never went out and gotten his Nick Lindstrom. Edmonton has had a bunch of different people that they've tried on the blue line. And no one has ever stuck as a number 1 defenseman for them until they got Ekholm last year, who has really solidified that spot for them for the first time. But Ekholm's old.
Yes.
And I think when you look at the Edmonton Oilers, it's obvious that the roster is flawed. It's not hard to figure that out. But you have 2 of the top 5 players in the world. And honestly, in my opinion, right now, today, you have player 1 and 2 in the world.
You're getting that high credence to Draisaitl. Okay, interesting.
The number of games that Leon Draisaitl has won and continued to produce without Connor McDavid, Evgeny Malkin would blush about.
That's fair. I will give you that. I love Gino, but Gino's not a guy that can like win you, carry a team on his back. I love him, but he's not.
He is. If tomorrow Connor McDavid got traded, the Edmonton Oilers would still have a legitimate superstar to build a team around.
And they'd be able to finally put money into their defense, which would be a welcome addition.
Maybe. I don't know. But they've never really found anybody else. Then they add Evander Kane. Evander Kane, show me deal, works out beautifully, gets along with Connor brilliantly, whatever. That's great. That's awesome. You add Ekholm, you still have a fucking garbage bag in net. So they try to fill it, they bring in who's my boy? World Juniors. Jack
Oh,
Campbell. You bring in Jack
oh.
Campbell after he has his little run with the Leafs. You hope everything's fixed. Well, Jack Campbell was never actually any fucking good. That's fine. Love you, Jack Campbell. Thank you for winning the World Juniors in 2012. 10? Maybe 10. Anyway. And then you get the fucking Stuart Skinner that kind of comes out of nowhere. You're like, maybe that's going to work. Before that, they did the Mike Smith, Cam Talbot rotation. Neither of those
They were there
worked
for
out.
they were there for a while too.
Right.
If I remember correctly.
So, like, you've never found a solution in net. And when it comes to scoring, you lean so heavily on those big three. You have nothing underneath them. You don't really have a second line. Yes, Nuge had a great year last year, but that was largely because Kane showed up and they were able to split up Draisaitl and McDavid a good bit. The roster is so flawed that I don't know how anyone points to a coach and says it's his fault. So much so that I would say that Jay Woodcroft will not only be a coach again in the NHL, that perhaps when he gets to a team that is properly assembled, he will win not one, not two, but possibly 3 Stanley fucking Cups. I think Jay Woodcroft is a great fucking coach, and that if he had anything other than, like, what kind of adjustments does Jay Woodcroft get to make in the room in between periods? He goes, all right, well, we scored 3 goals this period, Connor, and it looks like we're going to need 3 more to win the game. Okay, you guys good? All right, go out there and try that. Like, what the fuck is he supposed to do? What kind of... Okay, well, the top power play is Kane, Connor, Leon, Ekholm, and Clefbaum because he can shoot the puck 1,000 miles an hour. And if that doesn't work out, we literally have a fucking waste of space in Darnell Nurse. And then whether it's Duncan Keith or Tyson Barrie, fucking veteran wannabe retread that we're hoping is going to be rings in the room or whatever the fuck, right? Like, they just don't have anything.
Pedigree is what is the word you're looking for.
Anything concrete to build off of. So, like, they're like, well, all right, we got to do something. And it's Ken Holland's last year of his deal, so you're not going to fire the GM because they're not going to do anything. And you really aren't going to be able to make that big of a splash trade this early in the season. Anyways, firing the GM, what's that do? Well, let's fire the coach. Okay, who do we hire? Well, you know, Jay Woodcroft used to coach Connor McDavid at juniors. Oh, so we probably couldn't find anybody else like that. Actually, we can. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know who the president of hockey operations is there? Connor McDavid's agent.
Oh, is it Brisson? Oh my God, I didn't know Brisson was at Edmonton.
I don't know if
thought
that's
he
what
was.
his
Yeah, it's like Pat Brisson. He was the agent he was Sid's agent or something, and he was like in line for the GM job at the Pens at one point. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God, I did not know that.
So,
oh boy.
Ultimately, you know, the Oilers, look great. Whatever, fuck them. I have no time for the Oilers.
Will the Oilers ever win a cup with Connor McDavid?
Nope.
No. I agree.
Not with Ken Holland, at least. Now, let me rephrase. You know who would have been a kick-ass GM for the Oilers?
Who?
Kyle Dubas.
You ain't wrong. That's definitely true.
You want to talk about a guy who's good at building out rosters that are cap-strapped with legitimate talent underneath it.
Dubas. Did it for years in Toronto.
Yep.
Did it for years.
Did it for years. Also, if Ray Shero was still out there doing something.
Is he not in Jersey anymore? No, Fitzgerald's in Jersey now. Okay. Never mind then.
Ray Shero. Anyway, the team that I want to talk about, the team that I have time for in the West, who is shocking everyone, is the Arizona Coyotes.
Dude, they went on that stretch where they beat like the last cup winners and stuff like that.
Who? They beat the last 5 cup winners. Okay, cool. Half of them aren't playoff teams. More than half.
That's fair.
So that's
okay. I know, but still, yeah.
But you beat the Avs and you beat the Knights, so that's good. And most importantly, at the centerpiece of this, do you know who's been the drive to change for the Coyotes, Greg? Do you know what the name? I want to hear you say his name.
I don't. I don't remember actually who's number 19. The only player I know on the Coyotes off the top of my head is Clayton Keller. Honestly, that's about it.
Well, this little man, this young gentleman out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Logan Cooley.
Oh my god. I forgot about him.
Let me tell you about Logan Cooley. He has played.
West Mifflin kid, very close to me, like right next to me. Yeah.
He has played 6 games, has 0 goals and 5 assists. Tight. This can't be.
Yeah.
Right. This isn't up to date. They've played more than 5 games. 23-24 season. What's going on here? How does it?
Yeah, that can't.
They've played more than 6 games.
Yes, they've played way more than 6 games. What site are you using?
It says games played on Hockey Reference.
Huh.
Hang on.
That can't
I know
be
he
right.
has a goal. I've seen it. Let me just.
You
see.
visualize it. You visualize it. Yes.
I might do other things to it. You know.
God, you sound like someone who I knew who used to love Alex Hemsky highlights.
Alex Hemsky highlights? Why would they like Alex Hemsky highlights?
Yeah. Long story.
Okay,
to
all
say
right.
the least.
Roster. Let's see. Can I just get a stats page for fuck's sake? Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Where? I'm not doing well today at all with this fucking thing.
That's okay. You had a lot on your plate today.
What? What team is this? Is Coyotes. Why don't I see Logan Cooley on the roster? There we go. Okay. 31 games played, 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points. There we go.
There you go. Only 3 goals too. That's interesting. I would have thought a little more.
You should
but
see
okay.
this man pass the puck. Oh my God, is he gifted? Oh my God, does he move the puck from the heel to the toe to the heel off his blade like a goddamn magician? It is fucking beautiful.
It's entrancing, I'm assuming. No wonder you do other things to the video when you see it. Okay, it makes sense.
Him and Adam Fantilli. I like Adam Fantilli a lot. But yeah, I just want to give the Coyote shine because it's easy to shit on them. It's even easier now.
They play in a college arena, like it's very easy to shit on them. But also, yeah, but in fairness to them, shout out to the state of Arizona for having a college program that draws people, which is crazy to me. But still,
I wonder what their Arizona State University.
I haven't followed any college hockey, so I have no idea how they're doing.
That's what I was just curious. What ice hockey schedule? Maybe. Yeah. 13-3 and 4 overall.
Damn.
Pretty good.
Damn.
Pretty good.
How in the world? That's something that I've always been curious about. How in the world did Arizona State?
Oh, they just beat the wheels off of Robert Morris last weekend.
It's RMU's first year back. Let them rebuild.
Pissed.
Let them rebuild. It's okay. But I've never been able to understand how in the world Arizona State ended up becoming a program for hockey.
Lemieux's kid went there.
Is that seriously the only reason?
Pretty much.
But
Austin went.
But he wasn't even that good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like that's part I can't wrap my head around. Like I knew he played for Youngstown Phantoms, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then he went to Arizona State. Like that's seriously the only reason Arizona State is a D1 program.
Yeah, but also, Greg, they're still not in a conference. Okay? They play an independent schedule. And I think they've made the playoffs once or twice.
But they've only been a D1 program for a few years though. So like that's incredible. As a club or as an actual like NCAA?
As an actual NCAA program since 2015-16.
So wait a minute. They made the playoffs a couple times in the span of 7 years. That's impressive.
It is impressive. Penn State, similar. Just saying, Greg. Just saying.
Have they made it to a Frozen Four yet?
No, but neither has Arizona State.
Well,
maybe. Although last year was supposed to be, I think, school or Gads' year. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Just I find it fascinating that Arizona State of all places got a D1 program and have actually like made playoffs already. Like that's impressive to me.
Yep, awesome.
And what's more impressive to me is that it's in it's in a part of the country with a pro hockey team that can't draw dick and has been in just turmoil for the longest time in trying to build some sort of fan base and some sort of groundswell down there. Like that's impressive to me that a college program in the same area like was able to build and able to get national recognition while the pro team is the one that struggles.
But I think it's the same as what we were just talking about with Columbus and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Arizona State has a built-in fan base, right?
Yeah, they do.
And it's fun, it's exciting. There's a new arena. The new arena's really nice. You know what I mean? Like, and then they're good. You're like, oh fuck, I'll go. You know what I mean? The rink is adjacent to campus. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of easy things that get you there very easily, very quickly. You know, it's in Phoenix, which is huge, right? So like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many positives to it. Whereas the Coyotes, one, haven't spent more than 5, maybe 6 years in one location in Arizona. Okay, they bump around a lot. And what
Right.
you may not know, Arizona's traffic makes Pittsburgh traffic look like a fucking cakewalk. You can't get across town.
Really?
Yeah, easily. No, it takes a long time to get. Even to go from the Phoenix airport to a golf course in Scottsdale takes you 45 minutes to an hour. They're 3 miles apart. Yeah,
I never would have guessed that.
It's
Because
bad.
like to me,
it's like
'cause
LA
to me,
traffic.
that's crazy. Because to me, like I haven't been to Phoenix since I was like 9 or 10, and I don't remember Phoenix being that big.
It is now.
You know, because it's like because to me, like I always get thrown off by like they have like all these kind of like smaller the suburbs area that people live in like Scottsdale and
Right.
Glendale and stuff like that. So like I just kind of assumed oh it's like one big metro area and stuff like that. So like yeah, that's fascinating. But like I just to me it's always been kind of like this just interesting logic with hockey in general that like they struggle to build fan bases in certain parts of the country, but yet Vegas was good from the jump and now they have a solid fan base and Phoenix, which is right next to them, have just struggled to be able to get any sort of fan base to be able to get
Okay,
there.
let me give you a point of reference here. Okay.
Okay.
Phoenix proper, 1.6 million people.
Okay.
Glendale and Scottsdale, the two biggest suburbs that are basically right on it.
Right. Phoenix metro area basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Glendale and Scottsdale, 248,000 people. So imagine 1.6 million people, and then you strap 2 Pittsburghs to the side of it.
Mm-hmm. You should be able to draw, but you can't.
Well, but you have to stay put. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
That's
Like that's what I'm getting at. Like in theory, you're dealing with 2.2. No, you're dealing with like 2 million people,
right.
roughly, right?
Mhm.
So like, what do we? You know what I mean? And you're moving them around. You're fucking everything up. Also, shall we do this? Phoenix Coyotes. Let's see what their little success rate is.
Ain't good, that's for sure.
So they
good.
Phoenix Coyotes moved or were relocated from Winnipeg to Arizona or to Phoenix proper in 96-97 season. Keeping in mind this team was stacked when they got there. They make the
Yep.
playoffs. They lose in the conference quarterfinals, the second round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 playoff appearances in how many years is that, Greg? 96. Oh, that's almost 30 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Better than Columbus. Better than Columbus.
But
at
9
least.
playoff appearances, almost 30 years. Is that really better than Columbus? Columbus already been around for 10 some years and they made 6.
Columbus has been around for 22, 23 years and they've made 6. So
6
yeah.
and they've only been around, they've been around 10 more years almost and only made 3 additional playoff runs. Now, here's where things really get damning is they've made the conference finals once.
Oof.
And when they lost in the quarterfinals in the 90s, those 3 times, that was technically the first round.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
really, they've only escaped the first round 3 times in 9 tries.
Hmm.
The franchise's best player is Shane Doan.
Nothing wrong with Shane Doan, but
He's not
in
even a Hall
terms
of
of
Famer.
no, he's not. Not even close.
The Hall of Famers that the Arizona Coyotes have had on their roster are cap dumps
Hmm.
that never actually put on a sweater. You could say Nikolai Hobby-Bolin is the best player ever for the Arizona Coyotes.
Which is just
Right now, Clayton Keller is on track to be at least Shane Doan, if not better.
he should be better, honestly. Talent wise, he should be.
Maybe
But
talent-wise, but I don't think attitude, work ethic, and talent around him wise. Anyway,
yeah,
maybe
he's
now.
he's
Now
also really young too. He's what, 24, 25?
he's not
Like
that young anymore.
mm,
That's kind of the sad part. Let's just click on this. I want to go down to the roster. I need the roster. God damn it. Okay. Clayton Keller, where are you?
I know for a fact he has the highest
He's
cap.
25.
Rate, that's for sure. 25. Okay.
He's in his
Still got
prime.
time.
No, he's got 5 years left.
Hmm. So a lot can happen in that time, but
this is as good as he's going to get. He's not going to
that's
take
fair.
another step. Like, yeah, maybe he takes like a small step when actual talent gets around him. The most goals he has scored in a season is, he scored 37 his second year in the league. That's fucking tight. 86 points. I would say with these stats, it is a Patrick Laine-esque looking stat group.
Tough look.
So if your current best player is Patrick Laine, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just not.
Yeah.
What has that franchise ever given anyone to cheer about? Also including the fact that, like, imagine the Pirates' first. Hang on, let me pull this back up. The Pirates.
Okay.
This is so much fun. Hockey history with Josh.
The
The
entire
Pirates'
episode, yeah.
first 10 years.
Mhm.
They're at PNC Park downtown. Everybody loves it. They're downtown, and you can go right after work, or you drive in, make a day out of it, like for the, whatever
Right,
on the
right.
weekend, right? Then
Right,
they're
right,
like,
yeah.
JK, we're going to Cranberry.
Then I'd be pissed. Yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Right? And you live in
Mhm.
the South Hills. You ain't going out to Cranberry for a fucking game.
I live in the Mon Valley, but yes, you're right.
And, like, even worse, it's even harder to get there from the Mon Valley.
Mm.
You got to
That's
go
true.
across 2 bridges and a river, 2 rivers and a bridge to get there.
That's very true. That
You
would
got to
piss
get
me
on
off.
2 parkways to get up there.
I gotta cross. I gotta cross the Mon, and I gotta get along Ohio River. Yeah, that's fair. That would piss me off.
You know? Okay,
Mhm.
so you're looking at that. Then they're like, just kidding. We kind of can't afford it in Cranberry anymore. We're going to TJ. We're moving to Mount Lebo.
Some people argue it's the city. Some say it's not. So
And
that would.
And then, Greg, they're like, just kidding. We're moving to Ohio Pile.
Yeah, that would.
What the fuck are we doing?
That's some unstable bullshit. That would drive.
And we're only gonna make 9 playoff appearances and get out of the first round 3 times in those years, as we're jerking you around.
I would be a very angry fan in that case.
If the Riverhounds did that, they would never sell out.
No, and in fairness, at the beginning part of their existence, they did do that.
Yeah, they
couldn't
played
find
out
a
in
permanent home.
Moon and then like in
Mhm.
Mars and anywhere that was a space thing.
Yeah, but But they finally landed a spot, and now they're building something that has done very well so far. So yeah,
If you want to and this is so fucked up to say. Actually, no. Let me rephrase. If you want to look at how to build a franchise for hockey, I would even say hoops or baseball.
Mhm.
You need to look at how professional soccer in America has worked well. Build that fucking thing downtown. You make the tickets as cheap as you fucking can. You give away beer, and you get 1 star. 1 star. Do whatever you. I don't care whose dick you gotta suck to win that lottery to get 1 star. And it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong.
I agree with you with the downtown aspect of it. Now, there's some very interesting outliers. Like the Atlanta Braves went to Cobb County, which is not downtown Atlanta, but they built essentially an entire like district of just Braves centric stuff and like hotels and restaurants and like shopping plazas and everything possible you can think of to be like, hey, you can come to the game, but if you don't want to go to the game, you got all this other stuff we can do here as well. So
But
like
Greg,
that
when
part
did they
is,
move out of Atlanta?
it was recent. It was like
Okay, so we already have World Series and playoff runs and all the stars, all the Braves legends have already existed.
Right.
Then you
Right,
move.
right. Then they move, and then they got more stars and another World Series and other playoff runs. So I get that, but that's also kind of. But I do get your point because, especially with MLS, that's a great point. A lot of the new expansion franchises and a lot of the ones that have been revitalized, they've all done very well because of the downtown location that they put their stadiums in.
Yep.
All of them.
That Timber
Like, so-
Stadium, beautiful.
Right. Absolutely.
Right next
that's
to
a bu-
fucking it's I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off. It's right in between where the Seahawks and the Mariners play. It's just like, whoop, right, hi, we're right here. We're nestled in.
Timbers playing Portland. You're
I'm
talking
sorry.
about Seattle.
The sound.
Sounders.
Sounders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
whatever the fuck this stuff.
Well,
Okay.
well. By the way,
Anyway.
but that's a bucket list item for me is to see a Portland Timbers Seattle Sounders game at one point because they're the big rivalry in MLS, but still. But no, I get your point. Like LAFC, they built an arena in downtown Los Angeles. Like the Atlanta FC, they consistently sell out more than the Falcons at Mercedes-Benz,
Yep.
and that's right in downtown. So it's funny how like because I think funny enough, this was actually a trend in like the 80s and stuff was putting big arenas outside of the city because at the time people thought that if you put them outside of the city, you'll get more people there because people don't want to deal with the traffic and deal with all of the congestion of being in the city. But the problem with that was that going into town was considered better because you had all these other amenities that you can do while you're in town outside of the game and you add more lifeblood to it. So that's why like a lot of arenas that you see now, like they're not
districts.
they're arena districts and stuff. Like fuck, Detroit is the perfect example of that. Detroit moved from Auburn Hills back to downtown Detroit and that arena is beautiful.
Yeah.
And they have an entire district built around it. So no, I agree with you is that the best way to add life back to a franchise or to get a franchise start off the ground, don't put it in the middle of a fucking barn, in the middle of like a plot of land with nothing around it. Like put it in downtown and be able to actually get people to come and make a day out of it because you have all these other things you can do and put there.
And if
Completely
you
fair.
can't be the Vegas Golden Knights where you just luck into a championship run immediately, you need to get a star. What did the Oklahoma City Thunder have going for them when they showed up in Oklahoma City?
They had KD and they had Russ.
They had stars, right?
They did.
And the way
Yep.
Russ is talked about to this fucking day, it's like Kutch when Kutch got traded. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And that's what you like. That's if you're gonna be a successful franchise, you need to put your arena downtown, make your tickets fucking dirt cheap, and get a fucking star. And you don't even need Sidney Crosby, you don't need Connor McDavid, you need Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller. You need
a guy.
An all-star.
You need a guy that could develop into a star and could be like the guy that you rally all your support around. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to sell jerseys. You got to do all that shit. Because that's what – it's so crazy now that football's over. All the OU gear went away, and it's now Thunder gear everywhere. Everywhere. I'm like, fuck, Thunder. Like, everywhere.
And the Thunder are damn good this year too, which is even better because that city's been waiting patiently for something like that.
Have you seen the pizza rolls meme?
The pizza rolls meme? No.
So, the Golden State Warriors were in town 2 weeks ago, maybe. It was like a Saturday night game. Place was sold out. Okay.
Right.
And it was the same night as the Western Conference Finals for the play-in tournament or the in-season tournament.
Okay.
So, or the night before. It was the night before. It was Friday. And so Golden State's in town. They're on national TV, and Chet he follows up his own rebound and yams one home to give the Thunder like a commanding 4-point lead in overtime. So pretty much it was like ends the game, right? He turns around, he starts beating his chest, and he's like screaming. And Shea and Jay Will just come up and start like pushing him, right? And it's this awesome. Somebody got this awesome picture from like the reversed angle of the court, like looking back down at them, and he's like going like this, and Shea's pushing him, and Jay Will is pushing him, and it just says underneath, "Mom made pizza rolls." But it's like like I've seen thousands of versions of these shirts, and it's the three of them, and that's the crew, and like it's so cool. It's so cool to watch this happen because it feels like 0809. It feels like 2013. It feels like the Killer Bees. Like that's how it feels organically in this city right now. It's so neat to see it and to kind of be able to be a third party to it. You know what I mean? And not like I'm not living and dying with them. My hopes aren't on these guys. Like I like watching them and I like being around OKC fans when they're playing and all that kind of stuff because like they're into it. Like everyone at the bars high-fiving and shit. It's great. It's awesome. But that's what it feels like. It's 0809. It's 13. It's whatever year you want to assign the Killer Bees.
No, I get it. It's like you don't necessarily have like the strong allegiance or association with it, but being in the environment and not feeding off of it, but still like being like around it and feeling like the excitement in the air and stuff is something that it's nice to be a part of, and it's something it's engrossing, if you will. You know, it's contagious. It's contagious.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I can't. I'm so excited. So I'm officially, I've flipped off my football switch. Not that I'm done watching football, but I'm done caring every week.
Okay.
Checking scores. I'm done picks and all that other kind of stuff. Like, okay. And it's time to flip on the basketball hockey switch and get ready for that.
You know why? You know why? Because today is the first day of winter, and God damn it, basketball and hockey are winter sports.
Yeah, it's true.
They are the winter sports technically.
We can wrap it up here pretty soon. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Last topic before we leave.
Okay.
Somebody's coming back. And I want to hear what Greg, Stickball Greg, thinks about the most important player to put on a Pirates jersey since Andy Van Slyke coming back for another year, what that means to you.
I would have not guessed you'd gone the Andy Van Slyke.
I wasn't going to pick Barry Bonds.
You could have said Stargell.
Stargell would have been, but Stargell was earlier than. I was trying to pick like that. I was trying to get that little 90s bubble in there still.
The 90s.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I wasn't picking Barry Bonds.
That's funny. He is He's one homer away from 300 home runs. He's at 2,000 career
Oh, that's
hits.
opening night at PNC Park. I guarantee whoever's throwing that pitch should just count that, chalk up that L right now. That's a run
Yeah.
against immediately.
Yeah. Now this part is going to be unfortunate for me to say. I don't believe Kutch has the numbers to be a Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, I don't think he does. He
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he has a great career, but but in the years that I started following, I became a Pirate fan in 2000. Yeah, 2000, the year before PNC Park opened. And I had to suffer through the David Littlefield era, which was the worst time of my life, and I didn't know it at the time because it's all I knew. Dave Littlefield had no idea how to draft talent, and he had no idea what talent was unless it bit him on the ass. When I heard about the Andrew McCutchen story of why he picked him, I made me hate Dave Littlefield even more because Dave Littlefield during that draft class was actually going to take a college pitcher, and his scouting director had to stand on a table in order to get him to take Kutch. That's how much of an idiot Dave Littlefield was in terms of just evaluating and developing talent in general. But what Kutch represents to me, because I remember being in high school, I skipped class, went into the library, and somehow was able to get like MLB's like pitch like game
pitch
day
count?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pitch count, like game day thing to like keep track of it because I remember being on the Post Gazette's website the day before, seeing Dejan Kovacevic blog and reading about them trading Nate McLeod to the Braves, and I thought, what are they doing? And then I saw, oh, they're bringing up Andrew McCutchen, and I'm like, oh my god, it's finally time. And as soon as I'm following the tracker and I saw Kutch was leading off and I saw he had his first hit, it was the first time that in my fandom that I just I felt energy. I felt that hope, that hope for the first time.
Right.
And then a few years later, he goes on an MVP run and brings the Pirates a winning record. And I remember my senior year of college just cried when they had a winning record for the first time in my existence. Gil called me as soon as the final pitch was over, and I cried on the phone with him. My roommate came back from one of my good friends in college who's a huge Pirates fan. I ran up to him and I just hugged him for as long as I could because I was so happy. And I knew Kutch was the catalyst for that.
Yep.
Kutch was the catalyst that brought that for me. I knew that team around him was good. Russell Martin, Neil Walker, Pedro Alvarez when he was on that 40 home run swing. And they had the pitching. AJ Burnett, sit the fuck down. And Garrett Cole was becoming a superstar. And they had just all these guys. But Andrew McCutchen was that first piece, that true superstar that they had for the first time since Barry Bonds. And I knew when he got traded it was time. I knew it was because he had missed a step. That he was not of caliber anymore. That they had to try something else, even if it's for a one-off again. I know for a fact that he is going to retire as a Pirate because I believe that he wants to retire as a Pirate. And I also read the comments from his presser after he signed where he said the rebuild is done. It's time for us to win. And I will be honest, this year they made a lot of progress last year. They had an 18 win improvement compared to year over year. So I know that they have the kids. I'm not confident because the rotation doesn't look strong. They lost Andy Rodriguez for the year because he had a torn UCL. But they are getting O'Neal Cruz back, so I like them. But the fact that Kutch has
and
so
Libby
much
Dunn's
pride
boyfriend.
Paul Scanes, shout out to him. But the fact that Kutch has so much loyalty to the Pirates, he still lives in Pittsburgh, by the way. Even when in the offseason when he was a Philly or a Brewer, he still lives in Pittsburgh. He is everything that I wanted in a Pirate for as long as I've been a fan. And even when he retires, I know he'll be a part of the organization somehow, some way. So he represents every bit of faith that has guided my fandom for as long as I have been a baseball fan. So knowing that he's coming back, knowing that he will probably end his career as a Pirate is everything I could possibly ask for. So even I'm not expecting him to put up all world numbers, honestly. I can't. He's late 30s, he's getting up there. So, but at the same time, knowing that we're bringing him back and knowing that he's going to end his career with us just is everything that I could possibly imagine, and it's perfect for me.
Are you going to try to convince me that we can trade him midseason again? Because I'll punch you in the face. I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to punch you in the face.
No, they're not going to trade him. Don't worry.
In the middle of last season, you were like, it's fine if we trade him. We need the picks.
Well, they don't get picks for trading, so there's one. But
whatever.
But this is not a situation that they'll end up trading him. Like, they'll hold on to him and let him ride out his career as a Pirate, because I can't see it.
Do you think? And this is obviously we love stories in sports. That's why we watch sports.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it is important that he is on that roster the first time they make it back to the wild card.
That's fair.
And I think that could be this year. Like it would some things would have to go right. The Cardinals and Reds would have to take a step back because the Cubs are obviously trying to take a step forward still. But like, weirder things have happened. The Cubs were knocking on the door till they pissed down their legs right there at the end. The Pirates could be that team this year.
Yeah, no, listen. The fact that 7 teams make the playoffs in each league, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Really is. Like, I mean, like I didn't expect the Cubs to make the playoffs last year, and they ended up doing way better than a lot of people thought. But I do look at this Pirates team, and like I said, they really need pitching because they have guys that are hurt. They're starting to get some guys in the rotation, so we'll see how that goes. I think their bullpen is very good. They're getting O'Neal Cruz back, which will be huge, but they lost Andy Rodriguez, so Henry Davis is going to catch for the entire season, which I like him, but I don't know if he'll hold up for an entire year or not, but we'll see. There's a lot of stuff on this team that I like, but I'm not fully there yet. I'm at least, the signs are at least there for this team to be good.
It's 2012.
Yes.
2011. Neil Walker's hitting the fucking cover off the ball, but you still got fucking shit. I was about to fucking hit you with a name too, and I can't.
No. You know what's good? 2012 is actually a good example because 2012 is when they got like Derek Lee.
Yeah. Derek Lee on first.
Yeah, at first, and it was kind of like, damn, they're in contention, but then in September they like just completely crashed, and they weren't able to make the playoffs. Like, I get what you mean. They're like they're on the cusp. Jordy Mercer?
No. Jordy Mercer was later. It was before Barnacle got there.
Well, Jack Wilson was the shortstop for the longest time.
No. He had like a temperament. It was like Puerto Rican.
He had a temperament, was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, he would try to not Xavier Natty, but it's that era.
Natty was an outfielder.
What the fuck was his name?
I don't know, because Jack Wilson was the shortstop for the longest time. Nate McLeod, Jason Bay, Andy LaRoche, Adam LaRoche, Ryan Domit, Xavier Natty.
2011. Oh, Lyle Overbay. Oh, I hated Lyle Overbay.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Jose Tabata.
Oh, God. They traded Xavier Natty for like package that involved Jose Tabata.
Baby. Yeah, you still got some Jose Tabatas out there. But you know what I mean? But
God.
like, you're looking at your roster, you're like, we got Neil Walker, we've got Kutch, we've got Garrett Jones. even though Garrett Jones was a Pirate legend, not necessarily an anything else legend, you got Pedro Alvarez. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you've got the
Oh my
guys.
God. Jose Tabata has the worst tattoo I've ever seen. The lips on his neck. Ugh, looked awful.
I loved him. I thought he was so cool. Because he would always talk shit. Anyway. Okay. Well, that feels like a good place to end it.
Yeah. I feel cathartic for letting that
Yeah,
off.
you
It
gotta
feels
talk.
good.
You know, I was
Mhm.
just because my buddy at work, who's a big baseball guy, I'm excited to spend the summer yakking it up with him.
Mhm.
He was like, he's like, Kutch resigned, and I was like, only thing that matters to me.
Mhm.
It's the only thing I care about, and I think that they're going in the right direction. I feel like this team is something to pay attention to again. But if they let him leave or trade him or whatever, like you can't hurt me like that again. I
No, I get it.
won't do it. I won't do it. I won't go down this. I still think about 2013 wild card game, sitting in Marty's fucking living room, watching that game with her, holding her hand and telling her we were gonna win a World Series. And man, did they fuck that up.
Yeah,
That
they ran into the
2016 World Series should have been the Pirates, not the Cubs.
2013. 2013.
2016.
Oh, the year with where Arrieta went on that like
Yep.
absurd run. Yeah.
Should have been
I
the
was at the
Pirates.
I was at the wild card game where Arrieta like
Oh
pitched
my God,
amazing.
that was insane.
Yeah, we lost Jung Ho Gung beforehand because he like I think it was a Met player that like ran into him and like just completely shattered his leg. So we lost our 5-hitter. Yeah, that
But
that hurt.
had they retained their roster that they were building and not let Burnett
Mhm.
go and not let Russell Martin go and not let the veteran pieces around them, including Kutch. Kutch was gone by that year.
Mhm.
Like, that would have been them. That should have been their run, not the Cubs.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, Gregory, I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
I think I will. I cannot wait to hear the stories about your Christmas with everyone in town. I imagine that is it Xmas Eve or Xmas where the where it's just an all apps dinner for you guys.
Oh, you know what? It's actually because Steelers play Saturday.
Yes, they do.
So pierogies, kielbasa, and sauerkraut for dinner Saturday.
Nice. Nice.
Sunday we are just doing it'll be the snacks.
Mhm.
And then and then Monday will be hot sausage and wings, I think. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Can't go wrong with that.
No.
My Sunday will consist of me and my mom making real halushki together
The best.
while I play 90s grunge music on my phone while we're doing it. So
Perfect.
that's my Christmas Eve tradition that I love every year. So
That's a good one. Yeah, the pierogies and kielbasa and sauerkraut will be when I moved to Oklahoma, I was like, I'm gonna learn how to fucking make pierogies, and sure enough, I've figured it out. And now every time Jeremiah comes to visit, he's like, we gotta make pierogies because it tastes like
Yeah.
home. And we drink
Yes.
Yinglings, and we're gonna watch the Stillers as a family, even if they suck. They're playing the Bungles, so maybe there's
Yes.
a chance.
There's a chance. Everyone on the Bengals is hurt, so you never know. Weird things have happened. What filling are you doing? Are you just doing traditional potato and cheese? Or are you doing anything wild?
No, Anastasia has asked for something else, so we'll do the traditional, maybe jalapeno. I told her just to
Ooh.
Google Pittsburgh Pirates pierogies and pick one of them.
Okay, I
So
like
maybe
that.
a Hannah, maybe an Oliver. We already kind
Potato
of do.
Pete.
Yeah, we already kind of do Pete's and Chester's. So
Yeah, that's a hybrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Bacon Burt.
Well, bacon.
Bacon Burt. Why not?
Idea. All right, sure.
Mhm,
Maybe.
mhm.
Maybe. I'll
Find a way to
report back.
draw a mustache on each one, and then it'll hit over real well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will. I'll report back next week.
Sounds good.
All right. Cool. All right. We love Yins, and we'll see you next week.
Happy holiday.